Welcome. Now I am going to introduce you to one of the most important mediums, namely pencil. Pencils come in different varieties. They also come in different colors. The fashion illustrator tends to use the normal black pencils, which are of different types, namely HB, B, 2B, 4B, 6B, and so on. We also have other varieties of pencils like charcoal pencil, glass marking pencil, micro tip pencil, extra dark pencils, and so on. So it's for the fashion illustrator to choose the medium of one's choice. Now let's see the different varieties of pencil. Normally we use HB pencils. H stands for hardness and B for blackness. This pencil has equal amounts of black and hard. This is a H pencil, meaning it has only hardness. This is a 2H pencil, meaning it's twice as hard as the H pencil. This is a B pencil, meaning it has only blackness. It is extensively used by illustrators. This is 2B pencil. It is twice as dark as B pencil. This is 4B pencil. It is twice dark as a 2B pencil. This is 6B pencil. It is much darker than the 4B pencil. You can see that pencils have various types of grips. The first one is a hexagonal pencil, the second one is a triangular pencil, and the third one is a round pencil. Fashion illustrators can choose the pencils according to their comfort. There are also other types of pencils like charcoal pencil and glass marking pencil. This is a micro tipped pencil. It is used for very accurate renderings or thin lines. Always have a sharpener and a good quality eraser handy for sharpening the pencils and erasing any errors. Here I am using a 2H pencil. 2H pencils are normally not used for rendering purposes. It is used only to draw very light but bold lines. Especially, it is used while doing a watercolor rendering. It is used to draw outlines so that after completing the watercolor, the pencil marks are hardly visible in the rendering. As illustrators, you will be using pencils extensively. So, my advice is before starting with the actual rendering, you should get a feel of the pencils that you are planning to use. So, one easy method is to select the pencils you want to render with and apply it on paper using various pressures on the pencil. This can be achieved if you try to render darkness and lightness on the paper. So here you can observe that I am trying to darkness and lightness with various pencils. The first rendering that I have done is using 2H pencil. So I have applied a lot of pressure at the top of the page so that that strip of rendering looks darker at the top and lighter at the bottom. So when you continuously do this, you can exert a lot of control on the pencil and the quality of your rendering. Here you can see that my hand moves from left to right to and fro, utilizing almost the same space. So you get to control your pencil as per your wish and requirements. Also closely observe the parallel lines that I am trying to render, because if there are too many variations in the lines that I render, the rendering might not look attractive. So try and practice uniformity to the maximum extent possible. Make that the pressure on the pencil does not vary in a single stroke. You must slowly increase or decrease the pressure on the pencil as per your requirement. Now note I have used three different pencils so far, namely 2H, H and HB. Note all the three different renderings I have done. Also keenly observe that the darkness of the rendering varies from first to second and second to third. 2H pencil creates a very light shading when compared to H pencil. Right now I am using HB pencil, which looks darker than the H and 2H renderings. That is because HB pencil has blackness in it. 2H does not have blackness in it. H pencil also does not have blackness in it. Note that right now I am using a B pencil to do my rendering. B pencil is one of the most suitable pencils for freehand drawings or renderings. B pencil is very important as a tool to the fashion illustrator, as B pencil has only blackness in it. It is very smooth to handle, and also the pressure applied on the pencil gives a lot of variation depending on the illustrator's application of the pencil. As the pencil is very smooth, one can expect to draw very bold lines which are a very important part of fashion illustration. Right now I am using a 2B pencil. 2B pencil is actually 2 times the blackness of B pencil. You might closely observe that the darkness created by 2B pencil is much darker than the darkness created by B pencil. Here you must also note that the sharpness of the pencil decreases with each and every stroke. So one must be very careful while using a 2B, 4B or a 6B pencil. Now I am using a 4B pencil. If you compare B, 2B and 4 renderings, you will find that 4B rendering is much more darker and smoother than B or 2B renderings. Now I am using 6B pencil to do my rendering. For general purpose, B, 2B, 4B and 6B would be more than enough. Normally, the fashion illustrators might not require more variety of pencils. However, if you are planning to do a rendering of a special variety, then you must choose other pencils according to your requirement. For any pencil based rendering, these four pencils would do. However, if you are planning to do intricate variations in your light and shadow or any other details, then you can choose a set of pencils like B, 1B, 2B, 3B, 4B and so on, which is available up to 12B. So you might be able to visualize the kind of varieties available in B pencils and the quality of blackness and smoothness available in these various pencils. The qualities might also change according to the brand of pencils that you choose. So, the fashion illustrator has to practice with many brands of pencils to choose the right one suitable according to the illustrator's choice. Right now, I am using a charcoal pencil. As the name suggests, the pencil is made up of charcoal. This charcoal gives a much more dark effect to your rendering. Charcoal pencils actually will require more number of hours of practice on the part of the patient illustrator. Unlike B pencils, charcoal pencils are so dark that it will be very difficult to rectify errors using an eraser. So, one must have the confidence to draw bold lines and lines without mistakes. Shading also requires a lot of practice to create the kind of light and shadow required by the illustrator. You can see here that the variation of light and shade using charcoal pencil is much more difficult than when you use B pencils. Now that I am using a micro tipped pencil to do my rendering. Micro tip pencils are available in various sizes like 0.3, 0.5, zero point 0.8 and so on. I am using a zero point 0.5 pencil to do my rendering. However, I wouldn't advise a fashion illustrator to use a micro tipped pencil to do his or her renderings because micro tipped pencils are more useful to draw straight lines than do renderings. However, if you require to create some textures of intricate quality with a lot of details, then you may use micro tipped pencils. As micro tipped pencils have a very tiny tip, it might not cover a huge area while you try to do fillings. It must be noted here that micro tipped pencils actually are manufactured as strips of lead. The kind of strength expected in a pencil might not be applicable to a micro tipped pencil. If you apply too much of pressure on the pencil, the tip might break. So, the illustrator has to have an extensive practice to do renderings using micro tipped pencils. So, micro tipped pencils have their own advantages and disadvantages, and the illustrator is advised to experiment with micro tipped pencils before doing an actual rendering. see the various shades created by the various pencils. Note how the pressure applied on the pencil has resulted in various shades. Light and shadow is applied through the application of pressure on the pencil.